Hey guys, and welcome back to the Ducks and Dogs podcast. My name is Mike, here with my co-host, at least for now, until he decides to jump ship to UCF fan, Matt. How you doing today, Matt?
I couldn't find my banana suit, so that's a bit disappointing for this episode, but we'll make it up at some point.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Pulling out for the dead homies. We gotta post some out for the dead homies.
For
Jimmy
you
Lake's
audio
career.
for you audio listeners, Mike is pouring Hennessy out on camera right now.
Pour some out for Jimmy Lake.
No, pour it out for John Donovan because he is gonzo. He is gonzo. Jimmy Lake. Can't waste that now.
For Matt too. I'm gonna drink
Oh,
this
there you
shit.
go.
Fuck, I look like.
I appreciate it. That looked like the biggest one, so I appreciate it.
That was the smallest one by far.
Oh, come on. Come on now.
Well, I didn't want to drink a fuck ton of it. I do gotta work in the morning. Fuck.
Fair.
So, rivalry week was last week.
Yeah.
Score looks pretty close. You know, it looked like a game Husky fans would be happy with.
Looked like a one-score game if we don't decide to punt on fourth down in our own red zone and it goes over the punter's head.
I know John Don got fired for that, but I highly doubt that was his decision.
Oh, that was definitely not his decision at all. And John Don got fired for everything else outside of that, pretty much, because that I'm pretty sure was a Jimmy Lake decision. But hey, he's on suspension, so we'll see where that goes.
Wave the white flag.
Literally.
Like that's
not only was the decision bad, the outcome of the decision was just the icing on the cake. It just like
would you genuinely as like as a Washington fan, not as like sitting back realizing Lake's a dumbass, but like just as a Washington fan, would you have been upset to see Oregon score on that last play? Because they've come out and said they wanted to. They just didn't realize the clock was going to start running.
As a Husky fan, I don't know if I could be upset at that. Like, you make a stupid decision like that. Like, you kind of, and it's a rivalry. Like, I can't be mad at anybody for doing something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, Mario Cristobal was dogging on y'all after the fucking game too, bro.
I mean, hell, after the bulletin, after the bulletin board material, after all the stuff Jimmy Lake had said, who was it? Was it Gordon that came out and said something? Which that one's not as bad.
Yes, but at the same time, Gordon, you already know what your coaches said. Why the fuck are you adding to the fire?
Yeah, it's just poorly timed on his part. I'm all about the trash talk. I
loved him saying it. What Lake said was stupid.
I love it, but it just especially with where Lake is at, because it turns from a rivalry where the players are, going at it to like an entire program versus program, like we're playing this game to make a statement, like giving you the middle finger.
That's why Oregon doesn't try and run up the score on anybody. That's why they wanted to score on that last play.
Yeah,
they were going to say, and you know what? I guarantee you they scored on that play if they get the snap off. There's not a chance.
The way the game had went, probably. I wouldn't
because it was Cardwell out there, wasn't it? Cardwell big as fuck. And
dude's huge.
Who's your 4i? Who plays 4i for you guys? Because he was getting fucking bullied.
I can't remember. They rotate a decent amount. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I'm still pissed. I mean, I understand it's smart football, but I really hate seeing players get cut blocked the entire fucking game. That shit is not fun.
Somebody like Kayvon, you have to realize like that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like
Kirkland allowed zero pressures. Well, no fucking shit. Bro, I'm sitting here. So for those of you listening, I wasn't able to catch the first half of the game. I get back in the second half and I'm like, I'm Snapchatting Matt and I'm like, damn, they cut block Kayvon. I'm like, damn, they cut block Kayvon. And, damn, they cut block Kayvon. And I said, motherfucker, what the hell? And then after the game, there's Washington fans tweeting Kirkland allowed zero pressures. Well, I mean, obviously.
He did, but it helps when you game plan for those sort of things. You know what I'm saying?
Running
plays
to the right.
Kirkland wasn't one-on-one. He wasn't one-on-one the entire game with him. And granted, like
he was one-on-one at some points, and he won. I think two one-on-one reps that I counted.
He won a few of them, and like they battled. Like, what else do you expect from those two? Like, they're gonna battle. Like some are gonna win some, but the other one's gonna win some.
all due respect to Kirkland, if they go 1-on-1 the entire game, he's not winning the matchup. I don't think anybody expects that.
Well, considering how long the offense was on the field, he's fresh every series. So I don't know. Like,
So is Kayvon. But
What's
we dropped Kayvon back in coverage so much.
Yeah.
And he played well.
When Morris threw that prick and then picked the triple
Kayvon's
coverage,
right there.
Kayvon's over there. Like, what?
He's not that bad in coverage.
No, he's just athletic, dude. Like, you can afford to do that stuff. And especially if you're planning on cutting him the whole game, why not send him out and send your other guys into pressure? Like,
because other
you know
guys
what
are
I'm saying?
fucking big bodies. Like Jason Jones.
Yeah.
Your guard was struggling with Jason Jones. That's Jason Jones is massive.
Yeah. Up front, it just wasn't great.
Bright
The
spot.
whole game wasn't great.
What's Washington's bright spot from that game? There's got to be one.
I mean, the defense came out and balled. The offense just couldn't stay on the field long enough to get them time to rest. Holy cow. Like, and it helped, AB threw a really bad pass on their first drive of the game. Surprise, surprise, which we'll get into AB and his antics later. But the defense came out and balled. And then, Oregon realized, hey, like, we can run the ball on these guys,
With
DBs really weren't allowed to make plays. Like, stuff like that happens. And it's just frustrating to see the defense, who clearly has a lot of talent and can clearly hang with some of the better offenses in the country. I would say even some of the best offenses in the country, until they get tired, until teams start gashing them in the run game, like,
or until they just run the ball in general.
yeah. It's just frustrating to see. But obviously Junior Adams is now taking over play calling, and his one job is to not call like John Donovan. That's literally it, and he probably keeps that job, at least for a little bit. So I mean, we'll see.
As long as Light keeps his job.
Which he got
no
suspended.
Guarantee.
Yeah, which he got suspended for the shoving thing, which whatever, like, I personally don't think it was suspension worthy.
No, but I think
also
his coaching is suspension worthy.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was everything kind of culminating, and the administration needed a reason to suspend him, I think, and that was it.
I know before the podcast we were talking about this. I don't think Jimmy Lake is the head coach of another game at Washington.
I personally think so. I think they're going to wait till the end of the season to can him.
See, if you do that, though, that kills your momentum for the late signing period. You want to make.
I'm not saying I like that decision, but I think that's what the administration's going to do.
Because that's why all these programs have been firing head coaches so much earlier. It's because of the early signing period.
My hope is that they're seeing the trends going on right now with people getting fired, and like, they have some reasonable grounds to do so. Maybe we should consider that. And I don't know. I feel bad for talking about this, because it's like, I want this guy fired. I want this guy to lose his job.
He's a multi-millionaire. Fuck off.
That's the thing. Like, they're making a lot of money to coach the way that they are currently coaching. That's not up to the standards that you set for yourself when you came in to take over this program.
We've
you're not delivering
to dominate the West Coast.
Yeah.
In rowing.
In rowing. Hey, volleyball's looking pretty good. Soccer's looking pretty good too.
Yeah, I watch all of those all the time. Are those even on the Pac12 network?
Yes, they are. In fact, UW men's soccer team's #1 in the nation right now. So at least we're good at one sport.
I think we're pretty good at that too, from what I remember. Following,
I thought Oregon State was the soccer team in Oregon.
Last year we were really good at everything for some reason. Yeah. Like last year we were top 10 in men's soccer, we were top 10 in softball, we were top 10 in baseball, top 10 in basketball, top 10 in football. We were all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really don't think Lake makes it to the rest of the season, and I don't think he should. If you want to be a good football program, really,
you have to at least deliver on what you say you're gonna do.
What is? I challenge any Husky fan in watching this video right now. Name the positive thing that's happened because of Lake being the head coach of Washington football. Recruiting has went down. On-field play has went down. Even the guys who are really bright spots, I'm almost certain everybody besides McDuffie's draft stock is probably dropped.
Hey, we won the North in 2020.
Yeah, Mario Cristobal has some choice words about that shit too. He said they canceled the game, and 30 seconds later they were tweeting about winning the North.
I legitimately can't think of a good thing. I don't know. And the only arguments that could be made are probably from last season.
A season in which you played every single football game at home.
And played 4 games.
And played 4 games. And avoided with the good teams.
They beat Utah. Were they good last year?
No.
I can't remember.
No.
They were about average, I think.
Colorado was better than them last year.
Because they lost to Stanford, which whatever.
Everybody loses to Stanford.
Yeah, everybody loses to Stanford at this point.
But y'all lost to Stanford practicing in a public fucking park.
True. This is true. So we lost to Stanford. We beat Oregon State in a close game, Utah in a close game.
Beat Oregon State.
And who else did we
Cal?
play? No, I thought the Cal game was it Cal?
You beat Cal in overtime. I know you beat Cal in overtime, and then who was the other one? It was probably fucking Arizona or some shit like that.
No, they beat Arizona. We beat Utah, Arizona, and Oregon State. Our biggest margin of victory was 17 points against Arizona. Yeah.
Y'all fucking suck.
And you know what? Looking at the rest of the schedule for the Dogs right now, they're playing Arizona State, who's a good team, even if they have fallen off from their dominance in the first half of the season. You play at Colorado.
That's a toss-up.
I think that's a toss-up. And the sleeper game, look, we got our streak going against Wazoo, but they are looking tough this year. I know we said that the year that Gardner Minshew was at the helm and Wazoo was ranked in the top 10, we still went in there and beat them.
And what are the odds all of your best players are playing in that game?
There's a lot of injuries still. I don't know.
Like Kirkland, probably shouldn't play in that game.
Yeah, you also have to consider because Ulofoshio is still out,
Eddie.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody else
is still knocking the rest off.
Yeah, ZTF was limping a couple times during the game. And also everybody's considering their draft stock at this point in the season. They're considering staying healthy. Sure
don't want to come back. They said, fuck
I mean,
shit.
there's a lot of question marks about it right now, and you have no easy games left on the schedule.
Who's going to be your quarterback in that game?
With Junior Adams at the helm, I don't know. I don't know if he wants to get Hewitt out there. I don't know if you want to get him reps at this point. I don't know if you want to see
to the fire and
that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you want to see how Morris does with these new concepts or new style of play calling. Hopefully, and from what I've heard, when Junior Adams has had a hand in play calling, it's gone better than when John.
But he also had a hand in play calling against Arkansas State. So
that game is still an anomaly because granted Arkansas State's not a great program. But I thought that game was going to be a lot more competitive, and I don't know why we couldn't be more dominant and get against Montana or Arizona or teams that are worse than Arkansas State. But
I'm sorry, I had to laugh. You said Montana or
I mean, I feel like my inflection says it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what's funny? I mean this with no disrespect. There are a few programs who look to be advanced from FCS or from the HBCUs into FBS over this offseason that I think probably get it. And they're probably all better programs in Washington. James Madison is a 100% better
James
program
Madison
than Washington.
Is a really good program. Sam Houston is a really good program.
Jackson State is a better program right now than Washington.
Right. Okay. Right now, maybe you can make that argument right now.
I mean, they're recruiting better.
Yeah. You know what? Let's look this up.
They beat Montana.
They played Montana?
No, they would beat Montana.
Oh. Montana's top 10. I don't know.
Jackson State is fucking good. They beat Bethune-Cookman by 60.
National rank for 2021 is 55.
For them?
Yeah.
Y'all are 57?
No, we're 36 actually.
For 2021?
Yes.
Oh, it's 50 something for 2022, right?
I believe so.
But still, why is it that close?
Yeah, we are for class of 2022, we are at 54, which is of the likes of we are behind Marshall at the moment.
Where's Jackson State at for 2022?
They're below us because I haven't seen them. Vanderbilt is 40. Duke is 44. Marshall is 53. And we are, granted, Miami's 61, which is kind of absurd. Holy
yes,
cow.
but like Miami's also potentially firing their coach.
Yeah. Wake Forest is 60. I mean, I
Wake
guess
Forest is not good.
This is the first year that they've been good in a while.
They're not good.
Well, we're ahead of Nebraska, and you know what?
You're not going to stay ahead of Nebraska.
They usually get some decent recruits,
and they confirmed that Frost is going to be back.
Yeah.
So that clears the uncertainty. It's going to do them a lot of favors.
Well, Jackson State isn't even in the top 100 from what I'm seeing. So you know what? We got that going for us. That's good. That's good.
They have a better head coach than you.
Yeah. Look, man, and Jimmy Lake is a great defensive coordinator.
He's a great dude too.
He's a great guy. Yeah, he's a great guy, and I truly wish him the best, whether his future is still with UW somehow or wherever he may be next. But holy cow, dude! Like,
there's no way his future's with UW.
No way. And if there is, holy cow!
If there is, you should become a Wazoo fan.
I will not become a Wazoo fan.
James Madison.
I will not. I told you UCF's my bailout, and I'm sticking with that.
But have you even been to the state of Florida?
No, which is why it'd be funny.
At least you know what you should do for the memes.
What?
FAU with Taggart.
Oh my god. That'd be. They are one of the best teams in Florida right now.
FAMU is the best team in Florida.
FAMU, UCF, and FAU are probably top 3 at the moment.
Yeah. Speaking of Scott Frost, by the way, I just want to make a statement. Nebraska, I know their record does not say it. Nebraska is one of the 25 best teams in the country.
They are a good team. Holy cow. And
damn good team.
And you know what? I'm in Husker country, and I am so tired of listening to these fans every damn week about it. But I've watched them play a lot of football this year. They are really good. And they are this close to turning that thing around.
They're quarterback away.
Yeah. Like Adrian Martinez
if this was freshman year Adrian Martinez, they would be undefeated.
Yeah, he's looked better than he has in the past couple seasons. But, I mean, you got to see what Scott Frost can do. I don't think they can hire a better replacement. Who the fuck would they get? Who's going to Nebraska? Jimmy Lake? That would be a downgrade.
For Jimmy Lake or for Nebraska?
For Nebraska.
Probably not for Lake.
Yeah, no.
That's interesting. Okay, so what's a better job, Nebraska or Washington?
Probably Washington still. I think they have more money than Nebraska, if I'm not mistaken.
One thing speaking of, I know we're jumping back and forth, but with Jimmy Lake potentially being fired or not, I did see a decent point by a couple of Husky fans.
Mm-hmm.
This would be the worst year to try and change coaches for Washington. You're the third best job in the conference at best. And that's if Herm Edwards doesn't get fired.
I still think Washington's a better job than Arizona State.
Okay, but are coaches going to think that? No.
Oh, well, yeah. That's something to consider, too. Like, the jobs are still going to be good, but you also have to consider the program you're getting handed over, the culture that's been established,
the administration. If they're going to hand you the keys, they're going to let you have full control.
Exactly. Which who knows? The Jimmy Lake experiment might change how the administration views things. I don't think it will affect it that much, but we could see a total revamp of that football culture. I don't know.
So let's just say all the jobs we assume get opened in the Pac-12.
Yep.
So that'd be USC's open, UCLA's open, Arizona State's open,
obviously.
Wazoo's open, and Cal's open, and Washington might be open.
Yep.
There's only one job I'm 100% certain is worse than Washington, and that's Wazoo. I think you are the better job than Cal.
Yeah, we're definitely.
Cal is willing to give the coach 100% control.
Yeah, I still think
Arizona State, UCLA, and USC, I think, are
as of right now those are really
above
good jobs. I think Washington is above Arizona State.
UCLA is an underrated job. They've been dumping
UCLA
money into
is
that
an
program.
Underrated job. I agree.
They care about. They want to be good at football.
Yep.
So, and that's to the credit of some of those Husky fans. Like, do you really want to be, out of all the head coaching jobs in the country, do you want to be at best the 10th best option at best. And then Ole Miss, let's just say Lane Kiffin takes another job. Well, Ole Miss is a better job than Washington.
Yeah, right now.
Let's just say Sonny Dykes.
I mean,
takes a job.
besides
is Washington a better job than SMU?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the program's on the up and up.
I mean, they pay their head coach the same salary.
Yeah, I still think Washington's a better job there. But I mean, it's comparable. That's the thing. It's comparable.
That's the issue.
Yeah. And people, like, you could say money, you can say history, you could say all that, but in the current state of the program, you have to consider that when comparing these jobs.
And
you
that's
have to consider the current state of the
fans
program.
Or people who watch a lot of Pac-12 think. It's the normie college football fan who doesn't really watch the Pac-12. Guess what? They don't, like, being a Duck fan aside, they don't give a fuck about Washington.
Yeah.
If you're talking Pac-12, they know
West
USC
Coast,
and Oregon, and that's
Oregon, yeah.
And
they might know
Washington.
They might know Washington just from 2016, 2017.
They'll be like, yeah, didn't they get beat by Bama in the playoffs?
I remember seeing them in the playoff one year. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And it's just like, and I think Matt would agree with me on this. He doesn't live in Washington anymore. People outside of the Pacific Northwest do not, like, actually, no disrespect intended, do not give a shit on average about Washington.
Get this. I was at a this local sports bar in town. I was getting dinner with some friends after our football game Saturday. This guy's decked out in Husky gear watching the game. I am, granted, it's the first like, my friends from Washington are obviously Husky fans that go to school here with me, but it's the first, like, non-Washingtonian out here in South Dakota that I've seen wearing Husky gear, but it, like, really took me off guard. It was really bizarre.
A few months ago, I tweeted I was at a sports bar in St. Petersburg, Florida. Mm-hmm. There was an Oregon fan and a Washington fan having dinner together.
Yeah. It's funny.
Like, both wearing hats and, like, the little Lettermans
that could be buy. That could be me and you someday, Mike.
I think they were gay, so I'm good. But otherwise, I'm down, bro.
Let's
go.
Hey, what are you saying? What do you mean
I'm not trying to fuck you, is what I'm saying.
By that? No,
I'm not trying to fuck you,
No, that's not what I mean.
I know that's what you want, but I'm not doing it. It's the most
Mike's homophobic confirmed.
Okay, whatever.
Timeline would believe it. I know that.
Timeline would believe whatever the fuck you said about me, honestly. Like, let's be real. They don't give a fuck. The timeline tells me I'm racist on the daily, and I'm like, yo, okay.
True.
It makes no fucking
joke. That's a joke.
Makes no
guys. Holy cow.
It makes no sense.
Relax.
I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, dog, just because you're a fucking moron. Man, Twitter's fun. I love Twitter, especially interacting with Husky fans.
Yeah, Mike's gonna fight a Husky fan after
I didn't
today.
say I was gonna fight anybody. He said he was going to assault me, and I said I'm going to be on the next version of Who I Smoke on a self-defense charge.
Man, I just love Twitter. Everybody's so angry.
Bro, I love Twitter. It's so funny, bro. I just
so
have a
angry
blast. I just have a blast.
Yeah, you're a top level troll. It's just so good. It's
I never troll. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I've gotten to the point where I'm convinced Hood Husky's a troll. Like, you cannot convince me otherwise anymore.
He's just over positive about football, which is
trolling.
fine.
He's trolling.
He's not trolling.
No, there's no way.
I buy it.
There's no way.
There's no way.
He said he got the all 22 and watched and said Kirkland bullied Kayvon. He also said that Jimmy Lake has done a good job. That alone is trolling. Like, that alone is trolling. Elite level trolling. He's a better troll than Olwen and Wilbur combined.
Wilbur had some good stuff on the timeline.
Oh my lord! How did everyone fall for that? You see that little fucking icon, and you know that's bait.
It was so good. Shout out Wilbur.
Good shit.
That was
Wilbur.
really good.
Good shit. Owen had some good ones. No, you know who had the best troll of the rivalry week? The Oregon Duck.
True.
That shit was funny.
He was pretty good. It was pretty good.
It had me for a minute before I clicked the profile.
I know you sent that to me. I was like, what? And I clicked on the profile. I was like, oh, it's just.
Bro, it had me for a minute. I said, what's going on?
What did he say?
No, the biggest troll job is the Pac-12 giving Oregon Rod Gilmore again.
That is also pretty up there.
I also need to know why Rod Gilmore hasn't said anything. Mario Cristobal yells at a kid. Well, we shouldn't act like that. Jimmy Lake is assaulting children. No, but Jimmy Lake physically touches a kid, albeit I don't agree that he should have been suspended for that. Let me preface that with this.
I'm of the same thought.
But how the hell are you going to yell at Mario for that and not say nothing about Jimmy Lake?
Now, here's the thing about that, though. I don't think he should have gotten suspended, but he should have enough control over his team to not have to do that to separate people.
Yeah, if Mario tells a player to get back, guess what? They're getting the fuck back.
You know, when Chris Peterson was head coach, he looked at you and took one step towards it, like, you're done. Like, you knew. You know what I mean?
The only person who can get away with shit like that on Oregon's team is Kayvon Thibodeau. And if you're Kayvon Thibodeau is going to get away with filming in the locker room. You know why? Because he's Kayvon fucking Thibodeau.
Mm-hmm. But Kayvon also doesn't do stuff like that either. He could if he wanted to.
Oh, yeah, he would.
But he doesn't.
He's a massive human. He would dog on some people, too.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Bro, Robbie, I'm a Robbie Ashford stan now. Full-fledged. You seen that shit at the end of the game?
Yeah,
he was in that pile. He was, bro.
Man. I'm already not one for confrontation. You know that. Everybody that listens to this podcast knows that. Why are you talking trash after you literally just lost the game?
And you got, like, especially in the physical aspect of the game, you got your fucking ass kicked
at the end of the game. Yeah,
440 yards to 120 something.
Yeah,
the fuck are you talking about?
Like, why are you talking trash? Like, just go in the locker room, dude. Like, prepare for next week.
Just be glad
the game's already over with.
Game. Bro,
be glad Anthony Brown is the Oregon Ducks quarterback.
If Robbie Ashford or Ty Thompson or Jay Butterfield is playing quarterback that game, it's not fucking close.
Oh, this is actually a good transition because we did want to talk a little bit about AB. So going forward for Oregon here, right? They control their own destiny for the playoff. The seeding has shown that. With Anthony Brown at quarterback, I am of the personal belief that Oregon barely makes the playoff if they even make it. And if they do, they're out first round getting dominated. If Anthony Brown is at quarterback.
No, even with Anthony Brown at quarterback, if we play fucking Oklahoma in the first round, if we play Ohio State in the first round.
Okay, I'm also of the thought Ohio State doesn't get in. I think Oklahoma would beat Oregon. Well, here's the thing. It depends on where they're seated too.
I think we could beat Oklahoma fairly easily.
I think that game would be competitive. I think if you get stuck with Bama, I think if you get stuck with Georgia, I think
Georgia would fucking destroy us. Yes. I'm not scared of Alabama this year.
I think Alabama would beat you. Not easily.
What are they elite at?
I mean, Bryce Young is playing really well right now.
He's playing well, but he's not playing like a great quarterback.
He's playing better than
everybody plays better than Anthony Brown.
Did you like my tweet, by the way? Not to read
the Ducks and on the Ducks and Dogs account,
or on my it was FQ Washington.
Oh, which one was that?
Did you see the trash cans racing? It was Dylan Morris versus Anthony Brown this game.
Oh, you should. Did you see what one of the guys on the FQ Pac12 account tweeted? It said Cal and Washington trying to be the biggest dumpster fire, and it's two trash cans racing down the. I love this conference.
The Aaron Rodgers effect, by the way.
Also,
what a coincidence.
Yeah, for sure. Also, to all of the Pac-12 fans who absolutely despise me and Oregon fans alike, I hope you guys are ready because this is Oregon with a shit quarterback. What the fuck do y'all think's about to happen once a quarterback is playing? Like, genuinely. Like, if you just sit there and think, hey, this is a young Oregon team with a bad quarterback who's gone next year.
Mm-hmm.
Utah's losing their entire good team. Washington is losing every good player they fucking have.
They have some ballers, but it's not enough to fill the gaps.
And I'm not 100% certain all those ballers stay
at
at
least
Washington.
As of right now. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. As of right now.
See. Who knows?
I'm really, bold take here, but I don't think Savell Small's plays for Washington next year.
His dad is I'm sure his dad's in his ear, especially after the stuff he's tweeted.
Now, I don't know which one was which, but I know one of his parents wanted Washington and one wanted Oregon. Which one was his dad?
I don't remember.
Because that could be real interesting.
His dad was the one that was adamant about Jimmy Lake being a problem.
like from
a
day
week
one
or two ago.
Oh,
Like a week or two on Twitter.
no, I'm talking about when he was getting recruited.
I don't
One of them
remember.
wanted Washington, one wanted
I don't
Oregon.
remember during his recruiting process.
Oh, that'll be interesting if it was his dad. His dad's going to be like, "I told you so."
Yeah.
Brock Heward defending Jimmy Lake as a program leader is very dumb.
It's interesting, but
people in general saying Jimmy Lake's done good things is like, show me.
I don't know, man. Like I'm pretty cynical. So like everybody's like, oh, everybody hates the Huskies on this podcast. Like, no, I'm just a cynical person. Like,
and also
when
like,
there's something bad about our program,
anything.
when there's something bad about the program, like the Washington football program, like I'm gonna comment on it and I'm gonna be upset about it. That's just how I am. I have a very hard time. I have a very hard time being a glass half full kind of guy. Like, shout out to Hood Husky. I don't know how he does
his is glass fully full.
I cannot. I am just too negative of a person to be able to do that. So shout out to you for doing that. But also, I mean, that also means when Hood Husky's critical of something, like it's really, really
he's
bad.
He's also kind of tinfoil hatty sometimes. The 247 ratings are out to get Washington.
You're gonna have those fans in every fan base though.
For sure.
I don't mind. Again, like I feel like we talk about Hood Husky quite a bit
because he's all over the timeline. He replies to everything.
He does, and I love the guy to death. Dude is
cool.
a homie.
He's cool.
Dude is dope.
But he's a troll. 100%.
You want to talk about? All right, real quick. You want to touch on another terrible take on Twitter from somebody that I'm not a fan of. You know what? I don't got anything. I don't got anything personal against Nick Cody. I don't. But the bullshit he spewed about the fans being the problem, saying that we deserve everything we've had coming towards us because of the fans, is the biggest crock of bullshit I ever heard. I'm sorry. You know what? The student section wasn't great on Saturday. It was not good. I'll admit that.
The fan base was not great.
Fans being there or not being there doesn't affect who's calling plays. Doesn't affect what's going on. And his whole point was like, Washington fans are all terrible people, and it's to the point. You know what? I'll pull up the tweet right now because I'm going to misquote this, and it's going to be everywhere.
While you're doing that, and to play devil's advocate a little bit, Hood Husky kind of agreed with him though.
Yeah,
he said if that game is played in Autzen with the same weather, that stadium's not empty. Which is
true.
Is accurate, especially with the score at halftime. If we were losing by that score in Autzen with the same weather, that stadium's not empty.
When was this tweeted? Also, the timeline exposed that he is from Hawkinson, which I didn't know. Hawkinson's a very good program in 2A, so I found that interesting.
Don't know who that is.
Because he is from Washington. They're at Washington High School. Let me find. I have to find this.
They exposed it, or did they go to his 247 page?
I mean, probably both.
Like, kind of doxing you guys got going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you were saying though, I'm of the mindset that with Anthony Brown we can still make the playoffs because I don't think we need a great quarterback to beat Utah twice.
So here's the thing though.
I'm not scared of Utah.
Does it get close? Do any of your games get close?
Yes,
because I don't personally like. I know you're of the thought that AB is going to take Oregon to the playoff, and I don't agree. If he plays like he did Washington, like there's no shot you guys make the playoff.
I mean, if you guarantee me 40-mile-an-hour winds and rain for every other game, then I'll change my tone a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I think the game that's going to be close is going to be Wazoo because Wazoo can throw the ball. Utah wants to play a trench battle, and that's not. I'm sorry, Pac12. It's not 2010. You're not going to bully Oregon in the trenches anymore. It's not how Oregon plays foot. Like, you're going to lose the trench battle more times than not. So Utah was the best matchup for me. If Arizona State would have scared me a little more in the Pac-12 title game, but Utah doesn't scare me. Wazoo's the toughest game left on our schedule.
I think if Utah keeps their momentum, I think playing them twice is a bad thing for Oregon.
Oh yeah, their momentum, like when they were ranked 5 in the playoff rankings, they got fucking spanked.
Drop before the, I saw the drop before the goal line on my timeline today. I thought that was funny.
Oh, I love that play.
I found the tweet to change gears here. So it said, UW fans don't understand. It's not Jimmy. It's not Jen. It's not the poor dog you trot out there and force. Yeah, that's where I was like, okay, like let's relax a little bit here. It's not Jimmy, it's not Jen, it's not the poor dog you trot out there and forced to watch your crappy football team. It's you, the fans. No one likes you, and you brought all of this on yourselves. Be better, then maybe your teams might improve. That sounds like bait. Like that legitimately sounds like bait to me because of how he wrote it
I think
and
he's
how
trolling.
dumb of a take it is.
I think
And if
he's
that's
trolling.
and Nick, bro, if I'm saying right now, like if this is bait, you got me because this might have like I was baffled when I saw this on the timeline.
There's no way he's not.
There's no way he's not. But then he follows it up with because honestly, the people who recruited me to Oregon the hardest at the end of the day were all the UW fans still clinging to 1991 in the mid 2000s.
Now I do believe
the time
that.
they spent bad mouthing the Ducks in their uniforms, accusing them of cheating, made me that much more interested.
I do believe that kind of.
I see. I can buy that. I also think if you're getting recruited,
like the JT Tree shit helps Oregon. Teams.
I also feel like if you're paying attention to the fans that much, though, like I don't know where your priorities are, but also I had a different recruiting process because I had a different recruiting process because I wasn't a D1 football player, so I don't know how it's different because I've never been in that position. I feel like if you're listening to the noise that much, I like
what it is, at least in my experience, a little while when I was playing football was. So there's two schools. If they compete with each other, and they're of similar caliber programs, like you're it's hard for you to make that decision. So you're looking for anything to tip the scale one way or the other.
That's very true.
And especially nowadays with NIL, a shitty fan base is gonna tip that. This like, don't nobody want to see these graphs of NFL draft and blue chip ratio and all this stupid ass shit under their top fives
and Costco
and Costco. Yeah, and
I will always bring that up because it's funny to me as a graphic design person. So.
And it's just like the man boobs Mario. Like, who the fuck are these people? Like, I don't understand. And they tag every single recruit in every fucking thing.
That's also a big no. Don't tag recruits. If you are listening and you tag recruits, stop.
So let's just take the examples of the guys who have had NIL opportunities between our two teams, which is pretty much only Oregon players. Bull, Justin Flo, all these guys with Dante Manning's got a pretty poppin' TikTok. Like, where the fuck are they gonna go? To the fucking weirdos tagging them in shit of them chugging beers by their Christmas tree? No.
Yeah. But again, in my me personally, I don't know, I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. But like you said, with it being that close and them being rivals, anything can tip the scale.
And those
that statement that the follow-up tweet Nick made to his original tweet is what made me think it wasn't bait. Because if it was just the first tweet, I would have been like, all right, this is bait. And
I think the fans hurt you with recruiting, but it doesn't matter the on-field performance. It doesn't change that.
For sure. So, Nick, if it's bait, bro, hook, line, and sinker, dude, you got me. And I'm not trying to make this as a personal attack. I just think your take is dumb. So that's all I got to say about that. You know what I mean? I know he's got some stuff going on personally, so prayers up to him for what he's got going on. I'm not going to talk about it because I'm sure he would like some privacy about it, but
never even heard about it.
Yeah, he tweeted about it, which I mean is in the public eye, but I'm sure he doesn't want it brought up all the time. Yeah. So again, not a personal attack, man. I just think your take was kind of stupid.
And there was a lot of stupid shit that went around before this rivalry week.
It's rivalry week. You're gonna see so much dumb stuff on the timeline, but you're also gonna see the best of Twitter.
I will say nothing dumber was said than Jimmy Lake's quotes.
Jimmy Lake was pretty bad. So
Jimmy Lake made the what? Why?
All right.
I wanted y'all to keep him forever, and now you're not going to.
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody talking about Jimmy Lake was Duck fans, and replies being like, "Extend Jimmy Lake."
That's how you know that you need to move on from a coach when the other fan base is saying extend him.
Also, he turned off the replies on his apology tweet, which is never a good sign. So
we'll end it off with this.
Yeah.
You have to replace Jimmy Lake today. Give me 5 candidates that you want. Realistic candidates. You're not hiring Nick Saban. Fuck off.
I want Jonathan Smith in the conversation.
Okay.
I want isn't no. I don't think I know enough about what's going on in
Which
coaching
one?
right now.
Who are you? Who's it coming to mind?
Isn't Cincy's coach? No, he's not going
Luke
to leave that
Fickle is
program.
not leaving
Yeah, he's not
Cincinnati for
leaving.
Washington.
The UTSA guys off the table made that clear.
You're not getting Sonny Dykes. He's got better options.
Yeah. I can't think of anybody that fits like what UW would be looking for besides like guys that have already been there by like Wilcox. And I don't know if I want Wilcox. He's been in the program before as DC, but like here's my thing. I think Wilcox wouldn't be a bad option. The problem is that you're kind of looking to change directions here with the program. And I don't think Wilcox is a person that gets people excited. You know what I mean?
No. If you want to go excited though, it's not going to be somebody who fits the program.
Yeah.
If you're going to get fans excited, it's going to be at the lowest caliber of Joe Moorhead.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Joe Moorhead is somebody I'd want to be in that conversation. I think even Dante Williams, even if it's not as a head coach job, which would probably be the only reason you get him to Washington, but I just like his energy, the way he recruits. Like, I'd be so down for that.
What about Chip Kelly?
I've seen that go around the timeline.
Chip Kelly brings Mark Helfrich as an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
It'd be intriguing. It'd be really interesting.
It would be intriguing.
I don't think he does it because I think it's
intriguing for all of the wrong reasons. I think people get interested in that hire for the wrong reasons. Like, I don't think it's good publicity if you hire that guy. Not that he's a bad person, but I mean,
if you hire Wilcox, it's the same publicity. Like, oh, you're digging off the Oregon tree.
Yeah, but again, it's not as big of a name. It doesn't have that buzz to it.
Didn't Wilcox play for Oregon and coach at Oregon?
Yes, but I'm saying like that's not as big. Like, it's not as big of a name as Chip Kelly.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
It's like going out there and hiring Sabrina.
I don't know. I like the idea of Smith. I really do.
I don't think you can get Smith. He's at his dream job.
You're going to have to sell that really hard to him, and you're going to have to offer him a fat paycheck if you want him to come.
So some good sleeper options. Obviously, Kalen DeBoer has talked about a lot.
Yeah, DeBoer's been brought up. I don't mind that one.
You're not. So I don't know who the fuck said it, but you're not getting BYU's coach. That is a lateral move at best.
Well, they just made the move to the Big 12, and they're ranked. So, like, I don't know.
Lateral move at best.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could get him. Again, also kind of Oregon ties, but he's in the region and he's a head coach in the region. Andy Avalos.
Interesting.
I know
bring that up.
I don't intentionally bring guys with Oregon ties up, but like a lot of the West Coast coaches who are going to be on the move happen to have Oregon ties.
You're going to see a lot of intersection with all the Pac-12 coach. Like, you know what I mean?
Especially with the Mike Bellotti, the Chip Kelly coaching tree.
Yeah, like
there's
I don't
so
think
many guys with that.
Just like Nick Saban's coaching tree is like all throughout the SEC. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? It's the same deal.
Rich Brooks' coaching tree is still all throughout the Pac-12.
Mm-hmm.
All over the place.
For sure. I don't know. I think for me personally, Jonathan Smith is the number one that I would want, but I think that's a hard sell to make. I think realistically, they're going to go with somebody like a Wilcox, which I'm not a big fan of.
Oh God, I'll laugh so hard if you hire.
I am not a fan of that. I've been making jokes about it being terrible, but like I'm legitimately not a fan of that move.
Now y'all won't do it, but Glenn Schumann would be really good to hard press. You won't do that. Who else will you not go after? You won't. So I don't think he comes, but you won't even go look at Dion.
Yeah, no.
I don't think he comes, but you need to fucking call him.
Yeah. I mean, Dion is going to be getting looks from a lot of other bigger
That's why you
jobs
call him now.
Anyways.
That's why you call him now.
For sure.
Honestly, I think your best bet for like safe and impactful hire is Joe Moorhead.
I think Moorhead would be good.
I mean, he's the only one who's going to give you good buzz recruiting wise. He's the only one who's also a good play caller. Most of the guys you're getting are one or the other.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't want you guys to take him, but I don't see any other feasible options that you guys could actually land and could have a positive enough impact to satisfy the fan base.
Yeah, that's fair.
What would that list be? Joe Moorhead, Cal's co-DC linebacker coach, Wilson or Hayward? Keith Hayward?
I don't know that coaching
I don't
stuff
know.
well enough. Wilcox is the only one I really know.
Yeah, and then like Dante Williams. But Dante Williams says USC's gotten worse.
Yeah, which is, I mean, granted, it's an awkward period of transition.
He's
obviously.
playing 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah. So I like that would be good recruiting buzz, but then you also have to consider is Dante Williams an X's and O's guy. Like, can he do that? That hasn't been proven.
He's
like,
a defensive X's and O's guy. I think he's a better defensive. This is gonna piss some people off. He's a better X's and O's defensive DBs coach than Jimmy Lake. Yeah, I knew your eyes were finna pop up.
That's bold. That's bold.
Your eyes were finna pop up.
That's bold, but I don't know enough about his past to say. But Jimmy Lake is pretty damn good. So that is, well, okay.
So
context.
is Dante Williams.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
also, don't clip that out of context because then people will think I'm a Jimmy Lake truther. So
Jimmy Lake stan. But I am finna
Jimmy
go
Lake's
watch
#1 fan.
The college football playoff rankings, which are releasing now.
Same.
We want to thank you guys for watching. We will see you on the next episode. And go Ducks and go Knights.
Go Dogs for now.
For now.
Go
All
Dogs.
right, guys. We'll see you.